have this opportunity to talk to you. I have spent most of my life in the private sector in business and industry, and I spent 4 years in the public sector. I worked for the government and ran one of their corporations during Mr. Bhutto's time. But the last 25 years have been giving most of my time to education. This institute where you are today here is a part of that small effort. We set up a technical institute here many years ago, and then followed by converted that into a teacher training institute, because we felt that the quality of teachers in this country needed more, lot of improvement, and especially at the primary and secondary levels. So that was an effort that we have done. At the other extreme, in the higher education, I had the opportunity to be a part of the effort to set up LUMS, the university that is now 35 years old. And the whole idea, we started that as a business school, but now by the grace of God, it has developed into a full-fledged university. And what I have learned and gained and experienced is that there is nothing more rewarding than to assist in any way, how small it could be, to provide opportunity to our young women and men to gain knowledge, to learn, to have the opportunity to study and provide them the facilities so that they could blossom. I've discovered there is no shortage of talent in this country, and it's not certainly confined to the people who come from prosperous families, but we have instances where people come from a very humble background, and they do better than people who came from more affluent background. So I've been spending a fair amount of time and effort and resources on seeing that we first discover these people who have that talent. It's not an easy thing, and then provide them the opportunity to study, and then once they have graduated from LUMS, then to still help them get into better institutes abroad to enhance their learning and their research. And by the grace of God, at least 30% of the 17,000 graduates that have gone from LUMS have gone for higher education, primarily to the United States, but many are in Europe and elsewhere, and have done extremely well. And at least 2,000 of them have already gained the PhD degrees and working in top companies of the world. Not only that, they have already also started getting opportunities to be faculty members in top American universities, which again is a very plus effort, because one professor coming to a university in America can help many more Pakistanis to gain admission to that university and to help them advance. This is what the Indians have done. You'll be surprised to know that almost all the top universities of America today have at least 25% of the faculty from India. And that is because India invested very heavily into higher education 70 years ago, which we in Pakistan have not done so. But nevertheless, we look forward to see how we can help our youth. There's no shortage of talent, you have to give them an opportunity, give them the possibility to improve their lives, and not only going to the school, but you also have to mentor them. You have to hold their hands so that they feel comfortable in an environment to which they are not used to. And we have set up a very elaborate system where these people who come from from a different and sort of less from the bottom of the pyramid, so that they get over their complexes. And it's wonderful to see how quickly they graduate and jump into solid maturity. I've had dozens of such young men and women coming to see me. Only about 2 weeks ago, a young lady came to see me, and I asked her. We run this what we call the National Outreach Program at LUMS, where people from the less privileged background get the finances to complete their education, not only education, their boarding, and so that they are on par on the campus. Nobody should be able to distinguish whether he came from a less prosperous family than somebody coming from Gulberg or DHA. And this young lady, I asked her, I said, what brings you to Lahore? She said she is doing her final year at Brown University. She's doing a PhD in computer science. And to me, that was and because she was quite, she was about 26, 27 years old. And I said, what about your getting married? And she said, I'm already married to another person who came from the same background, and he is doing his PhD at Rutgers University. So that to me was music to my ears, because here was an opportunity. And I said, what do you do during your vacation? She said she worked for Google, and she was earning $7,000 a month working Google during her vacation. And she's already been promised a job with Google when she graduates and gets her PhD. So these are things which, to me, is a very satisfying way of one's travel through life. Is not how much money you have accumulated yourself, but what one should look at is what have I helped to, who have I helped to achieve what. And I can tell you that most of the people who have gone to LUMS will end up doing much better than what I have done. And that to me is a very, very satisfying thing. And those of you who are in the teaching profession or are in a managerial position, my advice and my suggestion to you is that your effort should be that your student should be better than you. When he or she completes their education, your effort should be that this child or this girl or this boy should learn more than what you have done. And similarly, with managers, people who manage people and who guide others to work in their organization, their effort should be that people who are working under you should be able to do well and better than you. And that, to my mind, is something which is most satisfying, because somebody, not long ago asked one of the top American companies that what is the secret of their success, and they said, I'm always employing people better than myself. And unless you have that opportunity to and that courage to employ people who are better than you and give them the room and space and reward so that they end up their career better than what you have done. And that, to my mind, is a real achievement in life. And this is something that I'd like to share with you and to request you that there is no better satisfaction in life than to help somebody improve their quality of life. There is a very famous rubai of Sadi, which says, Dil badast avar ke Haji Akbar ast. Win somebody's heart because wo Haji Akbar hai. It's better than the normal Hajj. Dil badast avar ke Haji Akbar ast. Az hazara Kaaba yak dil behtar ast. हजार काबों से एक दिल जो है वो उस दिल को मोह लेना या उस दिल को उसको अपना लेना वो काबे से बेहतर है. काबा बेंगाह खलील आज़र अस. काबा जो है खलील आज़र का घर है और दिल गुजरगाह जलील अकबर अस. दिल जो है वो खुदा की गुजरगाह है. So this is something that each one of you should ask yourself, have I helped anybody today? Have I assisted anybody to lead a better life today than what he or she did yesterday? And that is something I think will give you tremendous amount of wealth, satisfaction, और उसमें बरकत बड़ी है. You can never get poor by giving. And this is what I have learned. I have, hoping I'm practicing also, that by giving, you will never get poor. So with these few words, I want to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to be with you here today. It's an excellent initiative. I wish you all the luck. And I will ask forgiveness for leaving you now because I have some other commitments this evening. But I wish you all the best and thank you very much for this opportunity.